Well, hello, folks, and welcome to our first YouTube use for InterpNEWS. As you may know, InterpNEWS is our international heritage interpretation email publication, email magazine. We're going on our 7th year with InterpNEWS. It started out as a John Vaverka and Associates newsletter. I'm John Vaverka. It's nice to meet you. It started out as a newsletter 7 years ago where I just wanted people to know what kind of projects and things we were doing. And I added a few articles to it. I had 40 people getting my newsletter. And over the last 7 years, InterpNEWS evolved into the most wide-read heritage interpretation e-magazine anywhere. Right now, as you know, we reach over 300,000 interpreters, museums, parks, agencies, interpretive guides, tourist guides, etc., in 60 countries. So that's due because of the fact we can send InterpNEWS out as an email, as a PDF. The current issue is a really cool issue. On the cover, you see a photograph of Stagecoach Mary. Now, a while back, I was going through looking for articles for the Old West, and I came across the story about Stagecoach Mary. And I like to have a diversity of cover topics for InterpNEWS. And as I read more about her, it was really intriguing as to what a remarkable woman she really was. So I thought having her on the cover and her story would be interesting, and I would hope it would encourage people to research local histories, and maybe you can find some average people in history who are doing above average things. So that's what Stagecoach Mary is all about. One of the headers I have on the inside is about jobs. One of the things I noticed in the past year or so is that interpreters were being laid off of work. They were losing their jobs. And one of the reasons they were losing their jobs is, in some parts, it was their own fault. And it was their own fault because one thing about interpreters is we can name things. Birds, wildflowers, butterflies, historic objects, farm tools, whatever. But we're not very good at proving our own cost per contact value. For example, if an interpreter is paid $5, that interpreter probably generates $20 worth of input or income or public relations. So we're not very good at record keeping as to how much we actually contribute to an organization. So if an administrator wants to save $50,000 for an interpreter's salary, they lay you off, without realizing that that interpreter is probably bringing in $100,000 worth of benefits. So if you will look at our header section on that, we've created a new course on jobs, and it's a course on how to help interpreters prove their cost per contact and cost benefit. So you might check that one out. Also on that first page, you'll see that we're on Twitter. And I try to do updates about training courses or about InterpNEWS, other things. So look for us on Twitter. The Twitter address is there. I want to mention our regional editors, of which we have 14 right now, and always add. Regional editors don't get any money, but they get lots of glory. The job of a regional editor or a specialty editor is to bring in at least one article to InterpNEWS for each issue. And InterpNEWS is 6 issues. And the thing about InterpNEWS, even though we reach so many people, is that InterpNEWS is sent free. And this issue, the one you're reading now, has over 70 pages, almost 20 articles on innovations in heritage tourism and interpretation. And our regional editors are responsible for bringing in a lot of those articles. So if you'd like to be a regional editor, there's some information there about our regional editors that you can contact me, and we can get you set up. And if you're a commercial company or if you're a consultant and you want to be a regional editor too and get some free advertising for yourself, that's fine. So look over our regional editors and think about that, and also think about contributing articles for our next issue. Call for articles. I'm getting ready to do the May-June issue of InterpNEWS. The May-June issue really kind of has a geology focus in some ways. On the cover, which you'll see a picture of in the InterpNEWS, is on amber. Last year I was lucky enough to do a week-long training course in Lithuania, training tour guides through the University of Lithuania. And they were kind enough to take me on a field trip, show me around, and we went to the Amber Museum. And amber is a product and a resource that Lithuania is famous for. You walk downtown, and there must be 20 different amber shops where you can get amber jewelry and amber pendants. So did an article on amber, but we also now have in that issue that's coming up for May-June, issues on interpreting beaches and interpreting geology walks. And so the deadline for that is about the 15th of March, and that issue will go out the 1st of April. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to chat with you about. InterpNEWS also accepts advertising now. And so if you'd like to know about some new products or services, or some of our public service announcements in InterpNEWS, go back to the back of the issue to our interpretation marketplace and check out the advertising. If you'd like to advertise with us, we'd be happy to have you do so. Our advertising costs are the same as Legacy. The difference is Legacy goes to 5,000 people, and we go to 295,000 more people for the same cost. So if you want to advertise to interpreters, 150,000 agencies, organizations, and interpreters in the U.S., and another 150,000 plus in Europe, Mexico, Korea, Asia markets, all over the world, InterpNEWS is the place to go. So that's kind of what we have in this issue. Lots of really interesting articles. The call for articles for the May-June issue is out now. I'm already accepting articles for that issue. If you'd like to do an article, just send me an email and let me know about it, and we'll have a quick chat. It's really easy to submit an article, and I can give you the details. So that's what we have going for this issue of InterpNEWS. I'll try to do a little video chat now for each issue, just to give you an update on what's going on and some of the things that we're highlighting. So I hope you enjoyed this issue of InterpNEWS along with 300,000 other people, and I hope you'll consider doing an article for us, and I hope you might even consider being a regional editor. I like to have an editor that covers zoos and aquariums. I like to have an editor that covers historic homes. I like to have an editor that covers global warming and climate change. Any topic that you might have an interest in, we'd love to have you help InterpNEWS grow. Again, InterpNEWS is free. I've organized InterpNEWS with the mission that it's our job to collect all the best articles and the newest articles, new technologies that we can find for every issue, and share it with the interpretive profession. Pass it on so others can use it. So that's our mission for InterpNEWS, is collect the best and pass it on to all the others. So that's about it for this issue. I hope that you'll enjoy reading it. And I'm going to get back to looking at my new textbook, Advanced Interpretive Master Planning, and I hope to hear from you pretty soon down the road. Enjoy the issue, and I'll be talking to you for the next issue. Bye-bye.